Hey everybody, it's Norm from Tested.
And Frank from Tested.
We're down here at Frank's shop working on a bunch of projects, but I thought it'd be fun to do a small, simple project that's maybe time sensitive and relevant today. Frank, I got the Nintendo Switch.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm loving it a lot, playing a bunch of games, but it has a feature that I'm not so happy with, the kickstand.
Oh.
Yeah, so it pops up in the back, on the side here. Would you call that a usable kickstand?
I'd call that something that's probably going to break off.
Yeah, it's flimsy and it's off balance, knock it down. And also, the worst yet, when you use the kickstand, you can't actually access the power port in the bottom, the USB-C port, and charge at the same time. Bad design.
Come on.
Yeah, so a bunch of people have already started designing third-party stands to use the Switch, but I thought it'd be fun for us to make our own using your universal laser.
Universal laser.
Absolutely. So maybe the first step is to figure out exactly what the kickstand currently, what angle it's currently at. I think it's too steep of an angle.
Way too steep. That's, we measured this already. This is a 70-degree angle.
70-degree angle.
Yeah.
Too steep. We want it to be more like that.
Maybe like 45.
Probably 45. That sounds good to me. So from here, what ideas do you have for maybe the design of a stand? I've seen like laptop stands that look like easels almost.
Well, we could do one where it's a bunch of parts that kind of snap together, or you could do one where it's a bunch of things that stack up and it slides into it. But I think we should just make it like 4 little easel sections that can be evenly spaced out.
And then hooked together and interlocked in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're designing something that's going to interlock with the laser cutter, you have to take into consideration like the thickness of material, if the interlocking thing is also going to be laser cut.
Yeah.
What would be the process? Sketching it out first and then designing right in Illustrator?
Sometimes it's easier just to kind of doodle out ideas and kind of flesh it out there, and then got to throw it in Illustrator so that way you can use the laser.
All right, so we'll get to some doodling and then get to some Illustrator work, knowing that the constraints are we need to be elevated at about a 45-degree angle, and then we'll head over to the laser cutter.
Cool.
Look at that.
Done.
Little stand. That's awesome. All right, walk me through your thought process for this, because this is a design that I wouldn't think of when you're laser cutting any type of display.
Well, I think threaded rod is kind of an easy way to put things together. You guys even used it on your set.
That's right. And it was based on your love of threaded rod design that we have back in our home office. That maze design is all built with threaded rod.
Yeah.
And what that means is that unlike building these up and interlocking it with another piece of laser cut acrylic or piece of wood.
It doesn't matter how thick your acrylic is.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Right.
And it doesn't even matter that you get the same size threaded rod. This is drawn with like a 5/16 hole, but you could put 1/4 inch or whatever you want in there, and as long as you tighten up the nuts, it's fine.
Yeah, and with this design, we're cutting with, this is 1/4 inch acrylic, but it could be used with 1/8 inch.
Yeah.
You could use wood, you could use whatever, and as long as you lock it in, you can even use fewer pieces if you just want the end pieces.
Yeah, you can do it too.
It's pretty versatile.
Yeah.
And then designing in Illustrator, pretty easy as well.
It's super easy. All I did was just kind of take my drawings from here and put them in Illustrator.
Yep, let's have a little lip for the stand here, and we'll do a test. Remove this kickstand, pop this on a much more usable angle, and then controllers still pop out.
And you can still plug it in.
And we can still plug in the power. Everything I needed out of a Nintendo Switch stand, made in just like half an hour.
At most.
At most, of messing around.
Most of it was putting the nuts on the threaded rod.
That's right. That's the time-consuming part. And the cool thing is we're going to put this design up for you guys to download if you have access to a laser cutter.
Yep.
Click the links in below in the description, and then you can make your own Nintendo Switch stand.
Yeah.
Thanks, Frank. Want to play some 1-2 Switch?
Sure, let's try it.
All right.
Is that really all this game is? Really?